Hello students, today we are going to look at sectors, and what it means by sectors is actually area of a partial circle. So for instance, if you have the whole circle like this and the area of this circle, we do have a formula for it. The area is pi times radius squared. So first you will square the radius, whatever the number is, and then you will multiply that by pi, okay? And this formula is actually in your formula booklet, so you do not have to memorize it. However, area of a sector formula is not in your formula booklet, so that's something you have to remember yourself. So what is this formula? So again, as we know, a sector, which is shaped like a piece of pizza here, is obviously only a part or a fraction of the whole circle, right? And to find the area of this sector, it is actually proportional, again, similarly to arc length. It is proportional to the angle at the center. So let's say if we call the angle at the center theta, then the area of the sector is a part or a fraction of the whole circle. And we know that the whole circle is pi times radius squared. And how big a fraction depends on the angle at the center, which is theta, over the whole circle, of course, we know is 360 degrees. So this will be the formula for area of sector. This formula pi r squared is in your formula booklet, so you do not have to memorize it. Then the only thing you have to remember yourself is that since it's only partial area of a circle, then we multiply it by this fraction theta, which is the angle at the center, over 360. Let's look at some examples on how to use this formula. Say we have this sector, the shaded sector here. If you want to find the area, we need the center angle. So you see that this is 90 degrees. However, this is not the angle that we need because we are not looking for the area of the white sector, but the shaded one. So we need to actually figure out what is the center angle here. Obviously, because we know the whole circle is 360 degrees around, then we have to subtract 90 degrees out of it. So the center angle is 270 degrees. Now, what we need to do is to find the area. A stands for area of the sector. So 270, which is the center angle, over 360, and we need to multiply that by pi and then by radius square, and the radius in this case is 6.8 squared. So if we get our calculator HP prime, we are going to enter everything in the formula here, and don't forget we can type a fraction there. So 270 and then 360. Don't forget to go out of the fraction, and then we will multiply that by pi. You know already where the pi button is. It's here, shift 3, and then multiply that by the radius squared. So 6.8 squared. There is a square button here. Okay, and if you press enter, then you get the answer. So now we have a long decimal places here, 108.950,433, and so on and so on. So it depends on the question. It's not really stated here to which decimal places you have to round it. So let's say you have to round it to 2 decimal places, then you will say 108.95. So to 2 decimal places is this 108.95 feet squared. So if you are asked to round it to the nearest whole number, then you will write 109 feet squared. All right, we can also use this formula in a different way. This is some kind of backward question. So you know, or you are given that the area of this sector is 36 centimeters squared. And the center angle is 58 degrees. So this 58 degrees is basically here. That's theta. Okay. And you are asked to find the radius. So the radius is not known in this case. But we are going to use exactly the same formula. Area of sector is theta over 360 times pi r squared, and we just have to put whichever information we know in the right places. So the area is 36 centimeters squared. This is something we know. Theta, or the center angle, is 58 degrees in this case, over 360 times pi times radius squared. And radius is the one that we are looking for in this case. So applying a little bit of algebra, we know we would like to remove the denominator first by multiplying both sides by 360 in this case. And if we do so, then we will end up on the right hand side, the 360 denominator is gone. So we have 58 times pi and times radius squared. And meanwhile, on the other side, we will have 36 times 360. If you use your calculator, then it's going to be 12,960. So 12,960. And then next step, we are going to remove 58 times pi, because we would like to isolate r squared and we would like to make r squared the subject. So we will divide by 58 times pi. Divide both sides by 58 times pi. If you put this left hand side in your calculator, 12,960 divided by 58 times pi. So you can do that all in one go. 12,960 divided by 58 times pi as the denominator. It's safe to do so, so then you don't have to worry about the order of operation. And if you press enter, this is what you have: 71.125 and so on and so on. So it's very long decimal. We are going to keep everything there, and then we have to be careful. What you have now is actually r squared, not radius yet. This is the square of the radius. So to make sure that we have the radius, then we are going to square root both sides. So then in this case, you will have to square root this number, whatever it is, 71.125 and so on and so on. To be more exact, you should keep everything. So that will be r. If you enter that in your calculator, so don't forget that we have this square root button here. So once you choose that and you don't want to type these long decimals, you can also just click there and copy it there, and then when you press enter, you get the answer. So two decimal places is going to be 8.43, and the unit is centimeter. So those are some examples on how to use this formula in the questions. So try that, and good luck.